Hi, this is Raine from Raine Travels, and for today's video, this is all about how to fill up the Schengen Visa application form as part of my Schengen Visa application series. Here, I will teach you how to fill up the application form step by step. So, let's go! So, here's step 1. Download the application form. You can simply scan the QR code and it will lead you to the Harmonized application form for the Schengen Visa. Take note that for Norway, Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Switzerland, this does not have any logo as shown here. So you can scan the QR code again if you would like to use this form. Step 2. Once you have downloaded a file, open the file with any PDF editor. It can be Adobe Acrobat, Kami, and Small PDF, which are online PDF editors. Step 3. Fill in the application form. The video will show you how to fill in the application form step by step. This is the Harmonized application form for the Schengen Visa. Take note that this EU logo cannot be seen in Norway, Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Switzerland. So let's go with how to fill up the Schengen Visa application form. So first, your surname or family name. I am making up a character here. De la Cruz. And then if you surname at birth, let's try to put this one. First name or your given name, let's call her Juana Maria. Date of birth. It should be in the following format: day, month, and year. So let's say she was born on January 1st, 1990. Place of birth, let's say Manila. And then country of birth, Philippines. Current nationality, Filipino. Nationality at birth, if different. So since she was born as a Filipino, just write not applicable. And then other nationalities. As well. Sex. So she is female. Oops. Okay, there. Civil status, single. There. And then other specifying, nope. Parental authority in case of minor, so she is not a minor. So let's say this is not applicable. National identity number. This would be your Philippine national ID if you're a Filipino, or your national ID. So if you have it, let's say I have the national ID, and then write it. Type of passport, type of travel document. She has an ordinary passport, so click on there. And go to the next page. That is for page 1. So let's have a summary of page 1. Surname, De la Cruz. Surname at birth, De la Cruz. First name, Juana Maria. Date of birth, January 1st, 1990. Place of birth, Manila. Country of birth, the Philippines. Current nationality, Filipino. Since it's her nationality at birth, right, not applicable. Other nationalities, not applicable. Female, single. She is of age, so there's no parental authority needed. This is for the national identity number. This is the Philippine national ID. Of course, this is just a made-up number. And then type of travel document, that would be an ordinary passport. Now let's move on to page 2. Number of travel document, this would be for the passport. What is your passport number? So, for example, this is her passport number. Date of issue, let's say it was issued on April 1st. April, and then in 2019. Again, valid until, since it's 10 years, so let's say March 31st, 2029. Issued by the country, Philippines. Your personal data of family member who is in the EU, EEA, or Switzerland, if applicable. So this is for a tourist visa who does not have any family member in the EU. So let's say not applicable. Since it's not applicable to all of them, just write an A. So here as well, applicant's home address and email address. So let's say she lives in 123 Street. Ethnicity. Philippines, and then 5 email address would be Juana, and this is just a made-up name, Juana at gmail.com. Telephone number 0917-123-4567. Okay, so let's move on to number 20. Residence in a country other than the country of current nationality, since she is a Filipino. Nope. And she is a resident of the Philippines. Okay, so let's move on to number 21. Oh, by the way, you have to take note, for family members of the EU, EEA, or Switzerland, you shall not fill up number 20, 20, 21, 22, 30, 31, and 32. Okay. Your current occupation. So let's say she is an administrative assistant, an admin assistant. Okay. Employer's address. Let's say she works for ABC company at ABC building, Quezon City, Philippines. Okay. And then you have to indicate the telephone number as well. Let's say the telephone number is 08123 4567. Okay, so there. Purpose of the journey. So this is for tourism, so purely tourism. Then we can tick off tourism here. Next. If you are going to stay for other purposes other than tourism, you can answer this one as well. Otherwise, type not applicable. Number state of main destination. So for number 25, which country in the Schengen state will you be staying the longest? So let's say you will be staying in the Schengen area for 14 days, and you will be staying in France for 7 days. 3 days in Germany, and then 4 days in Italy. So your main destination would be France. Number state of first entry. Let's say your first entry will be in Paris. So you have to state France. Number of entries requested. You can request for either a single entry, 2 entries, or multiple entries. For the two entry and the multiple entry, you have to state why. You have to state your reason why you would want those type of entries. For example, you would go to, let's say, Montenegro or Croatia, then you can use a two entry or a multiple entry request. Intended date of arrival, let's say you want to be there on the 12th of December 2021, and you will be leaving just after Christmas. That makes it 14 days. 26th of December 2021. Okay, so this is your intended date of arrival and your intended date of departure. Okay, next. Fingerprints collected previously for the purpose of applying for a Schengen Visa. If this is your first application, tick off no. If it is your second or other consecutive number of application, then tick off yes and identify the dates that the sticker was given. Entry permit for the final country of destination were applicable. Since you will be going back to the Philippines, you can answer not applicable here. Not unless you'll be going to another country. Number 30. Surname and first name of the inviting person in the member state if not applicable. Name of hotel or temporary accommodation in the member state. So if you are invited by someone, indicate his or her name here. If not, indicate your accommodation. So let's say you are staying in, this is just a random name, Paris Hotel. Of course, that would be the name of the hotel. Let's say next one, address and email address of inviting person, hotel or temporary accommodation. This is just a made-up one. Paris, France. And then email address. Okay, telephone number. Let's say this is the telephone number. Okay, name and address of inviting company and organization, so not applicable here since it will be purely for tourism. Not applicable here as well. Next, for number 32, one of the most important parts. Cost of traveling and living during the applicant stay is covered by, if you will shoulder everything yourself, then tick off this one. By the applicant himself. And then what are the means of support? So you can tick off everything if you will be paying by cash, credit card, if you have pre-booked your accommodation, tick this off. Prepaid transport, if you have already paid for your flights going to the Schengen area, you can tick this off. But I suggest you not book your flights yet. That one. For example, you will be sponsored by, let's say, a friend, a boyfriend or someone rather. Then you have to tick this one off and identify what would be the means of support. Okay, so let's go back. Fingerprints, entry permit, your surname, first name of the hotel or the accommodation, the address and email address of the accommodation, telephone number of the accommodation, and the cost of travel that will be shouldered by you. Now for page 4. Okay, so I am aware that the visa fee is not refunded if the visa is refused. You just have to sign here. So in case of multiple entry, I am aware of the need to have an adequate travel medical insurance for my first stay and any subsequent visits to the territory of member states. So you can just sign here. You can write your signature. Juana Maria. You can print it and sign, or just sign it once it's printed. So place and date, let's say this was signed in Quezon City, Philippines. And then date, today is the 16th of August, so 16 August 2021. And then signature, your signature will be written here. Oops. So Juana Maria de la Cruz. Okay, so that's it. You were able to fill out the form, the Schengen Visa form. Now let's go over, maybe you have missed one or two. So complete. So again, there are 4 pages that you have to answer, and if you don't have any answer to a particular question, write not applicable, the whole thing, or N/A, /A. So not applicable. So that is how we answer the Schengen Visa form for a tourist who will be supporting his, her, or her own travel. So if you have any questions, just send me a message, okay? Bye. Some reminders when filling up the application form. First one, write not applicable for questions that do not apply to you. The second one, review all the details that you have encoded before you print it. And number 3, don't forget to sign the 4th page of the application form. I hope you find this video resourceful and helpful for your application. If you find this quite helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and let's connect on IG, as well as watch out for my other videos on Schengen Visa and travel to Europe. Bye!